Jolan true, Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I'm Captain Tirek of the heavy cruiser RIS Fede Avis, as we continue our campaign against the United Federation of Planets, and we are doing rather well thanks to our trickery and cunning. We've managed to capture the planet at 1511 using lots of stealth and cloaking technology. We've managed to secure a nice foothold on the Federation side of the border, both at 1611 and 1511 with our mighty firepower, and we will continue to spread and widen our breach into Federation territory. So, before we get underway, let's set things up. So we need 2 more shuttles. We could definitely use more spare parts. We did kind of go off in our brand new Super Hawk without much setup, mostly because we wanted to just get out and do some damage. So we do need to take a little bit of time and get things all patched up. We are in an SUA. I'm just going to really quick check through the heavy cruisers for an SUA. The reason I'm doing this is I'm looking for cloaking cost and I'm looking for a number of transporters. These are, of course, very important things. And we are in an SUA, which is there. It was. We have 3 transporters and a cloaking cost of 20. So the 3 transporters are important. Our KRC had like 7 transporters. It was amazing. You could really do some serious damage with that sort of thing. So we are not going to be capturing people so much. Although our armament is more designed to knock people down. We've picked up 2 S-type plasma torpedoes, replacing our Gs. We still have the 2 Fs, but we are also gaining a lot of speed. This is not the most heavily armed battlecruiser you could possibly get, but it is really fast. I mean, we're maintaining a speed of 20 here, and we're still charging all weapons. So, we are not escorted by anybody today. We are squaring off against a Federation battle group, which we caught out, refueling or repairing or prepping for an operation, and it looks like a whole bunch of frigates and a light cruiser. So we are not about to replay the mission where we took down the hood, except finally with weaponry that can actually take down the hood. That's not an issue. They have detected us and are beginning to power up. I don't know if we immediately cloak and go in on this, if they wouldn't detect us, and I may try that at some point. The surprise reverse is a little bit of a difficult mission if you don't do things properly. If you let the enemy prepare for you, you're going to be in trouble. So, let's see exactly what kind of ships we've got. The light cruiser is actually a CLC, so a command light cruiser, possibly. We have a police R-type refit, a police R-type plus refit, a FFG, so a guided frigate. He'll have 2 missile launchers. We also have a frigate with triple nacelles. It's an FFB, so a battle frigate. I believe you'll have 2 plasma torpedoes. I might be wrong on that. And we are really picking up the speed now. Fede Avis is a rather nimble machine. I should look up what that means. A lot of the Romulan stuff is basically faux, Greek and Roman and that sort of thing. So, if you know anything about Latin, let me know. Or I could ask people that I do know that actually took Latin back in high school. They probably won't remember, but hey, you never know. So plasma torpedoes about to be fully charged. We'll get the power back from the Fs, a lot of power back from the Fs, I believe. So we're at 41.1, and with F-type plasma torpedoes fully charged, we get about 4 points of power back. So we'll pick the speed right back up, and we are now doing maximum power with all weapons charged and ready to rock. Of course, we're going to target the light cruiser. The light cruiser is probably going to be the most dangerous thing. The FFB might also be dangerous, because it should have 2 plasma torpedoes if I'm thinking of the right vessel. I didn't realize they have a 3rd nacelle version. But then again, this could be something entirely different. So once we hit 15, we should get a decent sensor sweep of what sort of weapons he's got. And no, apparently it's 3 photon torpedoes. Wow. So 3 photon torpedoes and a missile launcher on a frigate hull. That's kind of interesting. But we're going to target this light cruiser. She's equipped with 4 photon torpedoes and 2 missile launchers, along with 2 for 6 phaser 1s. And are these 2 phaser 3s, or are they phaser Gatlings? No, they're phaser 3s. They will upgrade to phaser Gatlings, I'm sure. So we need 2, and all the plasma, and we'll start to slow down. So we start charging. All weapons select. Get ready to cause the pain. All the phasers. We've dealt 126 damage to him, plus the 13. And, yeah, that's pretty good. Unfortunately, he has a lot of systems still online. We've only knocked out one of his photon torpedoes. We took out his missile launcher his missile defense system, which doesn't matter. We don't have anything that he could affect with that. Both of his defensive phaser 3s, 2 of his phaser 1s, and 2 more of his phaser 1s. So he's still in relatively good shape. It's going to take out at least 1 more pass to wipe him out. But we are very much equipped to do that. So all weapons select, since it's going to take 3 turns for those plasma torpedoes to charge. And let's kind of hope that the phasers do the job we need them to do. So, not quite. Now that may have been just because we didn't get all the phasers on target. There we go, got him. So let's come back around to starboard. And I think we're going to start using auxiliary power to defend our shields, reinforce all. It's not super important at this point. I'm going to target the FFB next, then the FFG, because the FFB actually has more firepower than the FFG. It's 3 photon torpedoes and a missile launcher versus just 2 missile launchers. Let's slow down. We probably won't have anything ready to go by the time we actually hit them. Although one of the fun things about this speed advantage is that's a lot of power to be able to shunt towards shields. 474 and right. Which can really give us better options for sort of flex picking how we want to do a battle. If we need the speed, we can pick up the speed. If we need the maneuverability, we definitely can go that route as well. Let's increase our speed back up to our speed of 20. And as we come around, I think I'm going to focus all my firepower on him. That may leave us open for the FFG to activate. So slow down. I want to get this high energy turn off because I want to get all the plasma torpedoes away in time. And hard turn. All plasma off. And now off to you. And we'll watch this hit you because I anticipate. Yep, that's a destruction. Did I overkill? I didn't. Okay, good. So all the plasma was necessary. Out of this FFG. Huh, no, apparently I'm being really wrong today. I thought the FFG was equipped with 2 missile launchers rather than photon torpedoes, but it looks like it is equipped with 2 photon torpedoes and a missile launcher. So the B-type was 1 additional photon torpedo. So let's see if we can't cause as much damage as we can. We do not want to be in front of him for very long because his weapons are probably about to come online. 403 Ochinilik? Not sure. Sounds like a hockey player. All phasers fire. Cause as much damage as you can. I would have preferred if you'd taken out something important. We do have a phaser one which faces backwards, which in some ways is kind of annoying. And we did knock out both of his phaser 3s. His photon torpedo is shocked, so we've basically taken out all his missile defenses. His low power phaser 3s that are normally for point defense and his anti-missile defense system proper are all totally offline now. So we're going to come around, and hopefully we'll be lined up and able to deal massive damage by the time we get there. The 2 police frigates, I'm not concerned with at all. At most, they'll have 1 photon torpedo, I believe. They're just not equipped to fight long-range stuff. They're Coast Guard cutters. Yeah, 1 missile launcher and a photon torpedo. And this one probably doesn't have much left. The police frigate R came online. How sad for you. Line up, get nice and close so we can hit him with absolutely everything. Point defense. Lots of internal damage. Took out his missile launcher, took out one of his photon torpedoes. I think we took out, yep, both his photon torpedoes are now down. He still has a nope, he's completely offline. He's lost everything. So he's basically not a threat anymore. To the point where this ought to finish you off, I believe. I fully believe in this plasma torpedo. Yep, it was enough. Okay, both of our police frigates are now online. We do need to figure out what the Paul R is armed with. Let's slow down a little bit so we can get a little bit more defensive systems. You guys look to be the same to me. Yeah, you're the exact same. So we're going to go after the Plus. The Plus might have more engine power or something. So S-type plasma torpedo. Let's start slowing down because we do need to stagger these launches. Second one, F-type plasma torpedo. And the last one. All weapons, engage him now. So that one's dead. And we'll engage with stern-firing weaponry. And pull off. Because I don't think he's going to be able to outmaneuver us. I know he's a frigate, and we're, a heavy cruiser. But he's a Coast Guard cutter. I mean, and we're a Romulan heavy cruiser. We're a Romulan heavy cruiser that's, post-Klingon designs being used. So we're actually really nimble at high speed. So we'll pick up our speed again, sort of use that to our advantage. He is trying to cut the corner as tight as he can. He is keeping most of our weapon systems off in a position to not be able to shoot at him. I'm anticipating a missile launch any time now. All of them phasers, causing a nice amount of damage. He did turn fast because he wanted to get a photon torpedo off him there, but he just did not have the angle. I believe we stunned it offline before he had a chance to actually use it. And we'll come back around. Plasma torpedoes, probably another turn out before we can start to use them, at least for the first Plasma F torpedo. But as we circle in, yeah, he's pretty much dead here. He's only a police cutter. That's all he's designed for. He's meant to go after light frigates for pirates and do customs inspections. So the freighter-type pirate vessels, that's his job. He's really not meant to come up against us. Basically, we ambushed the Coast Guard. So incoming missile, our point defenses take care of it, no problem. Our phasers lay into him badly. It's the holiday. Really? And there he goes. Completely annihilated. The whole group destroyed. And not a scratch upon us. Although they did have some pretty accurate photon torpedo work. You gotta give them credit for that much. Let's see how much prestige we earned for that one. Only 300. So it wasn't exactly the most difficult battle we've ever fought in. So we'll pop back over here, go on the missions. We're not going to do a base assault. We want to take this base intact. That's the important thing. If we can grab this base station intact, we'll be in a great position to be aggressive. All hands to battle stations, increase the speed. We're going to prep a Wild Weasel just in case. You never know what you'll run into. And we'll go up to a speed of 19 because of it, because the Wild Weasel takes a point of power for a single turn to fully charge. So, increasing the speed, we are ready to go. Also, don't forget, let's get the shields going, but first we're going to cycle the battery. Just in case, because, you know, things happen. Reinforce all shields. Not sure what we're going to run into. Probably can get away with just forward reinforcement, though. So, scanning out for the enemy. Not seeing anything just yet, but we're not expecting to see anything immediately. It's a little bit of a deep space patrol, and there he goes. It's a heavy cruiser. What kind of heavy cruiser? Fleet screen says it's a Galactic Survey cruiser plus refit. So, yeah, I hate to say this, buddy, but you're outgunned. Send a probe. Let's find out exactly what we're dealing with. Increase our speed 1 point, because we finished charging the phaser capacitor. This is going to be our combat battle speed. And admire the beautiful vessel in the mod. The additional sensor dishes that are all around. This ship is designed for mapping and, you know, galactic survey. He's equipped with 4 phaser 1s, 4 phaser 3s, 2 photon torpedoes, and 3 missile launchers. It's not a bad ship. It really isn't. Just because we're going to blast our way right through it. This is a decent ship. Especially in the early era. This makes actually a fairly decent light cruiser hunter. Not that there's many light cruiser hunters in the early era, but I like this design. I think it's pretty well balanced, and I think we should use one in our next Federation campaign. Probably not better than the actual, you know, photon torpedo armed heavy cruisers, but the missile launchers do give you a lot of flexibility. So our plasma torpedoes are just about ready to fire. Our forward shields are at full power. So let's get ready. We will engage at a speed of... Ooh, you've launched your fighters. It's a couple of Hawks. I'm not all that concerned. So I think a speed or a distance of somewhere around now. Begin the bombardment. First S-type plasma torpedo. And we'll slow down, get more forward shield ready to go. And second plasma torpedo. And yep, that's a Wild Weasel. So phasers, target you. And get as much damage as we can. So he immediately brought his ships home. And hi, we're going to stop here. We can basically put an almost invulnerable shield in front of you. So blasting you with that. Now we'll pick up speed again. Because he can't hurt us. Not from the front. We have more than enough power to shunt into that forward shield that he just can't touch us. So as we fly by, we'll strike out with our light phasers. He does have 4 phaser 3s on a single mount, which is not bad. As you can see, he just really dented our stern shield. Took him completely offline, it looks like. And if he had been really smart, he'd have a scatter pack ready to back that up, but he's not. Ah, crap. That would do it, though. Slow down. Slow way down. Crap. That was unfair. Okay, you're more clever than I gave you credit for. I was about to say, yeah, he's totally worthless here. But no, he actually managed to do something smart. And if he's sending these fighters out this way to then come back around on my stern, that's a pretty brilliant strategy. Okay, not brilliant, but smart enough. Incoming missiles, we don't really care. We'll be able to take them, no problem. Do you have some engine damage? And you took out the shields. Wow. I need to stop saying nasty things about you. All weapons fire. We have no weapons. You knocked out... Holy crap! Alright, let's get underway and fight this properly. All phasers, engage him. I want these fighters dead. We're going to skulk around at a speed of 4. Hi, buddy, I'm going to rip you apart now. Because we're done being impressed by you. He's knocked out 3 points of power off us. This is what I get for being cocky. I was all like, yeah, we'll crush him, no problem. And yeah, he dumped a Wild Weasel, and we're coming in on him. Unfortunately, we have a lot of denting that we need to fix. So, wait for that attack ship to go away, then we'll hit him with the next plasma torpedo. And this plasma torpedo, because he can't launch shuttles fast enough to do anything about it. And all phasers select. And let's start causing nasty damage here. As best as we can, anyway. I'm just going to bore into you. You don't stand a chance, my friend. Because now we're going to kill you. You can't deal anything to us. Our forward shields are more than enough to handle anything that you've got. You're not maneuverable enough to get around to our stern. And, yeah. We're traveling at a speed that you really can't beam mines onto us now. You've made us aware of your trickery, and we're not going to fall for it anymore. Get ready to hit them as hard as we can. Photon torpedoes from point-blank range. Couldn't get through our shield reinforcement with all his weaponry. And we've got a turn. strike back with our own light phaser fire, punch through one of his shields, and yeah. Increase speed as pulling away. Ah, crap, you had a phaser 1 ready that I wasn't expecting you to have. Stop using phaser 1s! Oh, I hate Federation ships to fight. You're far more tough than I give you credit for. I should have just blasted through you and not cared about it. The reason why we're taking this damage is because we did stand on top of him instead of cutting through him, which is really seems to be how this ship was designed to be used. So we're not using the vessel properly, and it's showing. Oh, we are about to have plasma torpedoes ready again. We'll take this episode as a learning experience on how to properly engage the enemy. We of course have to wait for him to slow down a bit or for us to get into range, because firing an S-type plasma torpedo is going to waste a lot of his firepower. Almost done with the repair work. Need this phaser done too. Ugh. I will chase you down. Don't think you can run from me. I think he thinks he can run from me. He is propping another photon torpedo barrage, which I'm not happy about. ECM defenses, putting a point into it. Let's mess with him. He's doing a speed of 25. I can handle that. Yeah, we can take that, no problem. Full power. I can chase you at maximum speed, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. So we're gonna get on top of him, and we're gonna basically blast torpedoes into his stern, because we can do it better than he can. So he's trying to get around, but we're not gonna let him. That light phaser fire isn't gonna do anything to us. That was a little bit early. It might cause him to try and dump things. Unfortunately, we're now traveling too fast to fully charge, or keep our weapons charged. So that's gonna hit him, and knocks out the stern shield. Port side plasma torpedo is not charged. Fire the F, because the S will track him out to a longer distance. The F needs to be relatively close to deal a lot of damage. He did fire all his defenses. Another plasma torpedo into his stern. Phaser select. Poke him through. Let's cause some damage. Knock out some of his systems so that he can't run away. And now we're starting to hit important things. Now we're starting to make him suffer. Still doing a speed of 18, so we do have to slow down a little bit. Lash out a little bit with some of our side weapons. I want to take out as many shields as I can so he just doesn't have any angles to run from. So now he's doing slower than our standard charging speed, so we can basically just sit here and hunt him down this whole time. And I think actually we're doing a little bit higher than we normally can charge because, you know, we have our defense shift, which we don't actually need. So we'll turn that off. We don't need it. Keep plinking away with light phasers. Don't get too close, because I don't want to have to suffer. Oh no, his phaser 3 mount is gone, so don't worry about it at all. So point defense phasers, handling everything. Unfortunately, it does mean that we're going to have to waste phasers to take them out. He is reversing his turn now, which I don't think is a clever idea, but that's just me. He's fired his entire phaser 4 complement and has not accomplished much with it. And knocking out more shields if we can. We're not going to let him in front of or get in front of him because, you know, he's got a very annoying photon torpedo load ready to with our name on it. So we want to avoid that if at all possible. And fortunately, we will be in angle to fire our S-type plasma torpedo right into his side. And we're at a range that's relatively close. I'd prefer to fire this at 5 just to make sure it hits, and we do have the maneuverability to get in closer than him. We are flat out more maneuverable than anything he can get. So, S-type plasma torpedo right into him. How are you going to handle this? You either wild weasel... Oh, he can't wild weasel. He doesn't have one. Oh, for shame for you. Nice amount of damage through. He's losing even more engine power. Fire up F-type plasma torpedo. Follow it up with the second F-type plasma torpedo. All up in select. We'll follow it up with a phaser barrage. And now, phasers. Stern firing phasers to lash out at him. Knocked out another one of his shields. He is helpless. We've got him. So, really? He's helpless. We got him. He fires and knocks out our rear shields. I do not like this ship. A drink on the captain of the USS Sydney, for he has done great works. But now, it is at an end for you, sir. Actually, yeah, you earned this. You earned it, my friend. Let's beam people over and steal this ship. He deserves it. And yes, it's going to take multiple transports because we only have 3 transporters. One of them has been knocked offline. But he's deserved He's deserved to be captured rather than destroyed. So I will give him that much because of his astonishing resilience. There we go. Pull away so he can't do anything about it. I want the captain of the Sydney brought to my ready room so that we can have a chat. It's well worth meeting the Federation's finest after all. So my Marines are now moving through the ship, finishing securing it, and it is mine. Good evening, Captain. Perhaps we shall dine together. He put up one hell of a fight. I started the episode by saying the GSCs are great cruisers, then I started saying that they were crappy, and then we almost got our butt handed to us. We did neutralize the tile. We did also take quite a bit of damage. Let's check the shipyard. We're now at 3,000 prestige. There might be a new generation of vessel out. SHRs. These are Shrike Light Dreadnoughts. Not a huge fan of light dreadnoughts. Just no. They're basically battle cruisers. They're battle cruisers in the dreadnought range. NHKs. Nova Hawk K command cruisers equipped with 2 S's, 2 F's, 7 phaser 1s. So we go up 2 phaser 1s. It doesn't look like a power increase. So it looks like our maximum speed would be 18 if we did that. What is the advantage of a Nova Hawk over a Super Hawk? That's the question. Where's the SUAs? SUKs are a phaser 1 refit added. Yeah, so which phasers are that? It's the shoulder internal phasers here. So 34, 28, 24. And the NHKs are 34, 28, 24. This would be a very, very minor upgrade, I think. Maximum power is 42, battery is 8. Yeah, this is a really small upgrade. I'm not sure the point of it. Turning class 3 versus turning class... Yeah, I don't see the point. I mean, 2 additional phasers is nice, but that's a lot of cash to drop on that. The RGKs are Regal Hawks. That's the R-type plasma torpedo. So combining the 2 S-types, which do 60 damage, with a single plasma torpedo that does 50. You get more bang, but, well, they're just going to drop a Wild Weasel every single time. So yeah, nothing really that we're looking for right now. Condor Mauler dreadnoughts are now out. Unfortunately, they are basically just a Mauler. And the Demon Hawk AK Modular Dreadnought. That's an interesting name. Apparently this is a full-on line of ships. I did not realize that. And of course the K-10Rs that we have. The King Condors are very large and powerful battleships. But nothing quite here that we're quite interested in. So let's go back in. 74 damage taken. Repaired. A whole bunch of Marines. We're going to go up a little bit. We can't use them super effectively, but we'll go up on them. Get me up to 15 of those. It's an awful lot of cash to spend. Yeah, that's going to end that right there. We're currently poised to grab the station at 1412, so long as we don't get a base assault in the next mission. That'll give us 3 tiles along the border that we own outright that have some form of influence generator. But that will wait till next time. Until then, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.